Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you're here. I'm glad to be here. This has been a dream of mine for a long time to get to do videos like this. To be honest, I'm a little intimidated, I'm a little scared, but I think it's gonna be super fun. And my goal is that through you joining this channel, whoever you are, is that you would have more fun, it's gonna help you save money, and it's gonna help you engage with your family. Those are the three things that I wanna do in 2023, is have more fun, save more money, and have more fun with my family. Fun, frugal family. That's kind of that's the theme, right? 3F. So we're gonna dive in with our first video today that is gonna help you hopefully think about your finances heading into 2023, because I'm gonna share 3 things that my family has done to cut down on our expenses in the last 6 months, and we've seen a massive return. We've been able to save up about $6,600 in a retirement fund. We've also been able to cut down our debt by about $6,000 to $7,000, paying off credit card debt, paid off our phones, several ways that we've done that. But it's been made possible by these 3 ways that have really made the impact and moved the needle. So without further ado, let's dive into the 3 ways that our family has saved money in the last 6 months. Let's do it. So the first thing that we did as a family to start saving money was to create a budget. This can be a daunting task because honestly, when you really look at your bank statement and see where your money is going and how much you're bringing in versus how much is going out, which we realized we were losing about $800 a month in expenses that we didn't even know about because we weren't bringing in what we were spending, was kind of daunting. So step number 1 is create a budget. Now, how you create a budget in a really easy synopsis and how we did it that worked for us is we went online to our bank statement, we pulled all of our expenses into Excel, and then from that, we categorized those expenses. Were they subscriptions? Was it groceries? Was it entertainment? Was it clothing? Was it unnecessary expenses or just things that we bought that we didn't really need? When you categorize all these, you're gonna start to see some trends. I would suggest, as a tip, don't just bring in 1 month, do 2, 3, 4 months and see if you can find some trend. But step number 1 is to create a budget, starting with where your money is actually going and then deciding how much of that money you actually want to keep in that budget for food, for entertainment, for date night, all those things, and then how much you can trim. Step number 2 is save on groceries. Now, this has kind of been a harder one for us. My wife and I have some very different views on groceries. I think that she's probably far healthier than I am. I am the let's go out to eat and spend $100, and then for our monthly budget, let's just go to Winco and eat everything out of the bulk bin. Neither of those ways work. So when you're starting to save on groceries or looking to save on groceries, what you're gonna wanna do is figure out what works for your family, what kind of meals do you wanna make, what kind of food do you like to eat, are there treats in there? And then is there things that you can buy that can be used not just for 1 meal, but for several meals, because you're gonna save when you buy in bulk. So now the first strategy on this that we started to look at was what types of items are we buying consistently and where can we find the best price on those items? There was a study that came out years ago, I can link it in the description below, of the top places to buy groceries and how much you're gonna spend at each place, ranking from highest spending to lowest spending, and the difference on one grocery bill was about $70. And this was buying the same items. Let me repeat that. This was buying the same items, the Sun Chips, the same branded Campbell's soup, which who eats Campbell anymore? But this was buying the same items. And so when you're looking to save on groceries, it doesn't mean that you have to buy less. It just means you have to be smarter about where you're buying those items, because a lot of times the same item is much cheaper at one location than it would be at the place right down the street or the convenience store. And planning is a huge part of that. So when you're looking to save on groceries, look at what you're already buying, find the best price on that. And number 2 is plan out what meals you want to have and have a list when you go to the store. If you do not have a list when you go to the store, like me, I'm going to go there hungry because I'm not a super planned person. I'm going to go hungry and I'm just going to start throwing stuff in. Before I know it, I have a full cart of snacks that I'm walking out the door at $250 and not knowing what we're gonna eat that week for meals. So plan out your meals, write them down, go to the store with a list, and that is gonna help you a ton in not going over that monthly budget that you've already set. And it's also gonna determine what store you go to when you do your research in advance. So Save It on Groceries is as easy as knowing the stores you wanna go to save the most money on the products you're already buying, and having a list when you go to the store so you don't just throw everything in that looks good. I gotta admit though, those chocolate balls, the little acai ones, they get me every time. All right, number 3, let's dive in. Step number 3 is to cut down on entertainment costs, including subscriptions. Subscriptions can ruin your finances and your ability to save, and something that we didn't realize we had, from the Paramount Pluses to, which I don't think we ever watched a single show on Paramount. But we've been paying for it for like a year. So there you go, Paramount. Hope you use our finances well. Paramount Plus, I had 2 Adobe subscriptions at one point I was paying for. We had an Audible account that I think I have 12 credits on Audible, which I should probably use those and do some recap videos of audiobooks that I'm gonna listen to. Irrelevant. Subscriptions are killing your finances if you don't take control of them. First step when you're looking at your subscriptions is to go back to step number 1, take your bank statement and put it into Excel, and line by line, you're gonna see exactly what you're paying for. We were paying too much in fees, in subscriptions, that we did not even realize. So when you are looking at this, you want to ask yourself a couple of things. Number 1, have I used this in 30 days? Seems pretty simple, but if you think about it, have I used this subscription in 30 days? And if you have not, cut that thing out. If you're paying for apps, I mean, everything in the world right now seems to be going towards the recurring revenue model of subscription basis. And if you haven't used that subscription in 30 days, you probably don't need it. So in recap, 3 things that we've done to save money is we created a budget, we looked at our finances, what we're spending, and actually categorized those things to be less than we were bringing in. Number 2 is we saved on groceries. We've figured out the stores that we go to that has the things that we like, things our family consumes. We've bought in bulk. We've planned out our meals. We've actually gone to the store with a list. And number 3 is we cut out our subscriptions for things that we did not need, or things we were paying double on. I hate to say that, but we were. And other subscriptions that I don't think we ever watched a Paramount show, so get that thing out of here. And that is some ways that our family has saved money. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more videos. And my goal on this channel is that you learn how to have more fun, you learn how to live more frugally, and you learn how to engage better with your family. That is hopefully what you get out of this channel, and I will see you guys soon. Let's go.